Hello guys from our headquarters in Seward, Alaska. Hope you're having a great day. This is just a rather impromptu vlog update type of video. We've been working on our own things, keeping busy, but yet at the same time, I don't know, it's that dark time of year here, and we are adjusting to life without Shelby. So there have been some days where, and times where, like, I don't know, our heads are in the clouds and it almost feels like we're living in space because it's dark all the time, and then the sleep...
Very quiet.
Yeah, the sleep habits get all mixed up, but we are pushing through and it's time to make a video.
I think it is. We thought we'd start today. I don't think we've ever really given you guys a tour of headquarters and our office that we've put together here. It's a really cozy space and allows us to be really productive. And thought we'd share that with you guys today.
Well, here it is. A lot of you guys have seen angles of it in our videos, but it is, believe it or not, a very cramped space in here. But it's a very efficient space. We have our table here that we set up for the kind of studio type of sessions here with our nice backdrop of collectibles. You know, you can shut the door and have privacy. It's been a very good use of space, and we both have our desks and not bumping into each other. We're very happy in here.
One thing I really love about the location of my desk in the office is I have an incredible view, lots of natural light. It's great to sit here and be able to look outside at the trees and see what the weather's up to. One update for us is we upgraded Ben's computer to something a little more powerful to handle the video editing aspects of our business, and so I really needed a new computer, and so we sent his old one in for Apple Care. It's not even that old, it was less than 2 years.
Yeah, it's an amazing machine.
Yeah, and it got a whole new case, new screen, new trackpad, new keyboard, some new cables inside. It's practically like brand new, and I am loving having a new computer.
It's nice having our own desks and workspaces too.
Yeah, we finally have learned to spread out a little bit.
So we have this really nice bistro table. It's not even really nice. It's just really convenient and the perfect shape and size that we use for filming. We put stools underneath here, and then we pretty much just pick this thing up and put it right in front of the backdrop, and we can film on demand. It's been really nice to just like convert to a studio in a matter of 3 minutes. While we've been home, really been trying to take care of ourselves a little more, taking our vitamins, and it's also Men's Health Month, Movember. I'm not going to do the whole mustache thing, but I will share something. I, like millions of other men in America, suffer from low testosterone. Yes, it's a real condition. You know, it can happen to anybody. I take this little pill called clomiphene 3 days a week, and you know what? It helps. I actually kind of noticed like a little bit of weight loss, which heck, almost all of us could use a little bit of that, but get more shape in my neck, and pretty simple, pretty cheap. But yeah, Men's Health Month, go on into, would it be a urologist or anybody?
Well, you can get labs drawn from anywhere.
Yeah, so yeah, just something to consider. I feel good when I'm on the pills, and that sounds weird, but hey, 3 days a week, I take it.
Ben's on the pill.
Yep. But the vitamins are awesome. We have a nice little printer station set up here. The to-do list board we're going to update as we prepare, get closer to get on the road. Those are just notes from the summer. But then I have my desk here, and really happy with this whole corner unit. A shameless plug here. Did you know we have a connected TV Roku app? Yes. Oh, shameless plug here. On my computer, did you know we have a kick-ass video player on our website, hisandhershub.com. This thing is amazing. It buffers videos. We actually pay for this player to be on our website, and we have all kinds of playlists. If you want to binge, I highly suggest doing it here. This is just one step we've been taking to solidify ourselves, maybe take steps away from YouTube, because I hate to say it, YouTube is a very toxic environment for us creators. The whole political correctness and hypersensitivity and
Artificial
intelligence. Yeah, artificial intelligence that can kill your channel.
We just want to own our own platform.
It's not secure. So this is a step in the right direction between this connected TV channel and His and Hers broadcasting on our website. But this new computer is amazing. So, we bought it refurbished, but it's a very powerful MacBook Pro. And when you're dealing with the amount of footage that we deal with, you need a powerful computer so it responds well. And this actually saves so much time because it is just on the spot and it will last for years to come. So these little boxes over here are from a company called PreSonus, and we are using these to create audio content for our courses, such as I've been working on a YouTube survival guide, and Beck's got the location independence course. But this equipment is amazing. It plugs right into the USB of the computer, so it gets its electricity from the computer. And we have these microphones here, which are really good. It's amazing the quality. And got headphones as well. But it's a legitimate audio system, and we're getting more and more comfortable with the components and the software. But I look forward to doing some more audio voiceover stuff and maybe kicking it up a notch as we have time. One big thing I do need to share with you guys is, obviously we are in the video industry. Video files are very heavy, and we finally it's insurance, but backed up 5.2 terabytes of our video footage to Google Drive. That is a lot of footage. It's costing us $30 a month. But that's an amazing insurance policy when you think about the consequences of if the camera bag gets stolen or the hard drives get lost in your travels, knowing that, hey, it is right there on a very solid platform, not some half-ass online storage place.
We thought you guys might kind of wonder what day-to-day life has been like for us the last 6 months at home, so we'll show you around a little bit. First thing in Alaska during the winter is the need to heat the place. So what we actually do is close the door to the rest of the house. This is the master's headquarters.
We have our bathroom right over there.
Have a bathroom here.
I think everybody's seen a bathroom before.
Yep, I think so too. This is our bedroom.
Yes, the bed got made freshly for this video.
With pillows, much to Ben's chagrin.
I hate pillows on the bed, unless they're functional.
We have a couple of recliners over here, so we can sit and watch television in the back and not be out front. And then we heat with a small electric space heater.
Yeah, these things are amazing. You can set them at 600 watts, 900 watts, or combine them for 1500 watts. But we chose to do this because if you've ever had a fireplace or a wood stove, you'll know what I'm talking about, but you have to babysit it and tend to it, and it can easily consume 1 to 2 hours of your day just babysitting and feeding a fire. Well, time is of the essence while we're here at home. So when we're not in the living room, we just don't heat that part of the house. This house is very compartmentalized. Today we made a fire out there just because it's Saturday. And if you're watching this video, it is very fresh. But yeah, these space heaters are amazing. And we've even used that in our RV back in those days when we were on full hookups.
This is a nice little cozy space back here. And while it might look small to most people, it's kind of luxurious for us after being in the truck for almost a year. But we really enjoy sitting back here, having the natural light from the windows, being able to just spread out and get comfy. And then we have our king-size bed, which we can both exit out of without having to disturb the other.
A smart TV in here with the His and Hers Vlogs connected TV channel.
I bet that's really fun to watch.
But also in this room here, these windows, our house isn't brand new, but you can't really see it. But these windows, we have a plastic film over them, and it comes from many companies. But essentially it's a vapor barrier because these windows leak a little, and it has been a godsend over the years sealing up the windows in this house. It saves so much money on electricity.
And just makes it so much more comfortable back here. One thing that did really make us feel like grown-ups last year is we got a real, legit safe. And it's big enough to hold all of the firearms, but also personal things that you don't want to potentially burn in a fire. So, I don't know, it's kind of a silly thing, but it really does make us feel like we're adulting properly.
This is almost starting to feel like an episode of MTV Cribs. Check out our pad. Word. We celebrities rolling. All right, this is our living room, guys. Just a very nice little space, but you know, we don't heat this all the time when we're home because you don't want to have to be tending that fire all the time. But
Plus,
it is.
we don't really need all this space.
No.
We're so used to living tiny now.
And that is one thing, after you've been on the road, coming home to an environment like this can be mighty overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So here's our stove, at least the upstairs one. It's an Osborne, and it came with the house, but these are called inserts because they get inserted into the fireplace. They're good and bad. Good is there's forced air, but bad is that it requires electricity. So if you ever have like an apocalyptic grade power outage, this is not the best type of stove that you want because really only that surface area is exposed. But don't worry, down in the basement we have a full-blown traditional wood stove.
All right, we're gonna head outside through the mud room, also known as an Arctic entry in Alaska. Almost every home has one of these because it is tradition to take your shoes off so you don't carry Alaska inside with you, and also to have a place to hang your coats. It also makes a nice barrier because we have two doors. This door stays closed. We don't get a big rush of cold air into our house when someone comes in. All right, well, let's head outside because we've done a few things to the truck to get ready to leave and the house for the winter.
The old F-150 is doing really well. This spruce tree is Mother Nature's carport in Alaska. Four-wheel drive did not work on this truck earlier in the summer. Figured it out, and it was like a vacuum diaphragm for the auto-locking hubs. Fairly cheap fix, but an amazing little truck, or you know, it's a good-sized truck, and we see no reason in ever getting rid of it because it starts, it runs, it takes stuff to the dump, and stays here when we need it. Over here, this is always something kind of interesting. So we have bears in Alaska, we have bears in our neighborhood, and we have a bear trash can. And no bear trash can is complete without actual bear teeth marks in said can. But yeah,
it really works.
It does work. And you guys would remember the good old-fashioned trailer that we had. Just kind of sits here. I think I'm going to move it into a different part of the yard for the winter because we have a house sitter lined up, and we're going to let them park right here under the other side of the carport.
Something else kind of cool we did this summer, since my mom was visiting in particular, we put two 30-amp plug-ins on the side of the house, and at the same time had them bury the cable line so that taller RVs can fit in our driveway. It was totally crazy. They brought this machine in and just unearthed and then flipped it back over, and you could almost hardly tell.
It came off that pole. Now our cable line is all ran underground.
But we're fully equipped for RVers to visit now. So you guys back on the East Coast are probably familiar with this, but we have a heating oil tank. This is what we use. It goes through our boiler system and heats the house with the, what do you call those? Baseboard heating.
But we don't actually use it to heat the house.
We keep it to 45, so nothing freezes with the baseboard. And then we heat from there with electric or fire heat. Over here, we've spent a lot of great evenings with friends who visited. This is our little fire pit area, bonfire pit. I just love this north side of our house. It has a great Alaskan feel, but also kind of a beautiful yard.
I'll tell you what I love about this side of the house is the potential for a giant shop that goes from our property line goes all the way back there, And we could have a really nice shop with like 13-foot doors, so big old RVs, trucks, and boats can fit.
Can you please have indoor parking for my car?
Oh yeah, and we'll have like a carport, maybe like a covered pathway. Sure. Why not? Let's do that.
Okay.
So the old Arctic Cat Prowler ATV still starts up and works great. Little mishap last winter with the winch line, which, oh gosh, what would be the proper word? Maybe articulates our snowplow blade. So I got to kind of amend that. I don't see any measurable snow coming in the foreseeable future, but here's kind of what happened. It broke off. So we have these clamps here. So I'll just put 2 new clamps on, and when we mount the plow blade, it'll be kind of easy peasy. Amazing tool. You know, that side-by-side is a piece of equipment. We've had a lot of fun in it over the years, but with the bed, the dump bed, and all the utilitarian purposes, it's definitely a piece of equipment for us.
Well, we're still in summer mode inside the shed here. We've got to pull the snowplow or snowblower out to the front and put the lawnmower in the back, but we've got all of the goodies for taking care of the property.
Yeah, that little snowblower is pretty amazing. I've definitely worked on it a fair amount over the years.
It's lasted a long time.
But yeah, it's track driven.
Knock on wood.
And we got this little riding lawnmower. What did we get this thing?
Like $200 for that
or
thing?
less. And it operated well for us for 2 years, and then I rebuilt the deck a couple years later.
It's been fantastic.
So yeah, you saw the wood stove. Well, that wood has to come from somewhere. Obviously it starts out in the forest, but it finds a place here in our woodshed. You know, at the beginning of the year, we had no idea exactly how long we were going to be home, because we came home because Shelby wasn't thriving on the road, and we just prepared to be here for the winter, so we have enough wood for the entire winter if we need it. We use spruce, which is right here. It's a conifer, a great wood. It burns fast-ish. It doesn't burn super hot, so it's not like the world's best wood, but when you're in Alaska, it is what you have to work with. So because spruce is just so-so, we also get birch from our firewood guy. It's like, what, $75 more a cord? And that burns clean, hot, and it burns long. Really good stuff. Oh yeah, definitely. It's worth the extra money to get a cord or 2 of birch to supplement.
One of the selling points for this house to me is that we have raspberry bushes back there, rhubarb here, 2 lilac trees. We also have strawberries on the other side of the house, and the first winter that Ben and I moved here, we planted these 2 currant bushes. One's black, one's red, and they started producing a few years ago, like lots of currants. So I don't know, it's just fun. Yeah, it goes with the homesteading aspect of living in Alaska and subsistence living.
The bears do get into them.
Oh yeah, they're definitely an attractant. We've got raised beds here, which are a little disrepair, but
we just didn't have time to plant a garden this year.
We haven't for the last few years.
Well, of course, but we were home all summer.
It was just too busy.
Yep. So this is a dirty little secret that I have to share. And we used to have chickens, and there's what's called bedding, right? And chickens make mess, food goes everywhere. This thing, I know there's a lot of mice living in it. Obviously the chickens help to control things, but yeah, one of these days I'm gonna have to go through this thing and really clean it out. Maybe I'll like set up one of those like a free catch, or I don't know, the 5-gallon bucket mouse traps where they kind of walk out onto a piece of coat hanger and step onto an aluminum can with peanut butter, and then they fall in, and I could collect all the mice. What am I going to do with all those mice?
Maybe someone will have an idea for you.
Yeah.
One problem that we had when we first moved into this house is, you can see we have a pretty steeply pitched roof with a metal roof on it. And the snow would come off and then rain, and then you have iciness here on the ground. Long story short, it would leak into our basement. So Ben created this barrier for the south side of our house.
The over-glorified lean-to.
But it works. It's multi-layered. There's several layers of visqueen there. We raised the, what do you call those things that go around the windows?
The escape
Window well.
windows. Yeah, wells.
Then we put up the plywood. It's not pretty. Maybe one day we'll paint it and make it look nicer, but
it's a reality.
Ever since we did this, and there's a little trench dug in there, we don't get a leaking basement
We don't
anymore.
need to jinx things, but
Knock on wood.
it took us a few years to figure this house out.
It did. It was a high maintenance house when we first got it.
Okay, the Fuso has been winterized because we haven't really been heading out. Winterizing it was really not that hard.
I was shocked how
Yeah,
easy it was.
like I said, this camper is extremely well designed. For example, like how easy is this? But to drain the Thetford cassette, all I did, check this out, honey, I didn't show you this, but
Yeah, you did.
I did? Okay. It's just goes right out. That is so easy for the toilet. And then the camper, we're in the middle of a project right now. RV Lock totally loved this thing. They sent it to us, and I fell in love with it even more once I got the beeping to stop. Because I don't like drawing attention to ourselves, but it used to go beep, 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 beep every time you pushed a button. I'm looking around
beep,
like,
beep, beep,
yeah.
and it unlocked for you.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. Don't peek.
Hey, that's a really nice ski cap you have on there.
Yes.
Somebody who loves you must have made it for you.
Many years ago when I didn't have this much hair to contain. Okay, so it is a mess in here, guys. So one of the things that drove us crazy was the fact that we had to lift this platform up and kind of swing out a piece of wood to hold it up. Yeah, it's inconveniencing enough that your refrigerator is underneath one of your seats. But just the fact that you had to hold it and balance it, and then when you set it down, you had to like put the lean-to rod up so it didn't go busting stuff further down. But yeah, we're testing out these struts. I still need to dial in the geometry of them because they just don't quite hold it up strong enough. So you can make compensations in various directions to make them stronger or weaker. So this is a part of our camper that you and heck, we don't get to see all that often, but it's the infrastructure of our plumbing. And literally all I had to do was just open this valve and the pump pumped out the tank, and I've let it sit and drain. And there's a very similar valve back by the water heater. And obviously, we'll just leave the faucets kind of cracked to allow for any expansion, but knock on wood that was a pretty easy winterization, and I guess it'll get tested out here, honey, tomorrow.
It's gonna get cold.
Yep. So that's a wrap for the interior of the truck. Since this little cold snap is only going to last a few days, part of me is kind of contemplating setting up, like we have a bunch of those radiator style space heaters, but just setting one up in there and plugging into shore power, because literally there's only going to be a handful of days before we hit the road, and I don't think all of them are going to be below freezing. Something on the to-do list for the truck before we hit the road, it's not all that big of a deal to do, but there's a condition in this tank now since we did the Dempster, and it actually made our stove act up and the vehicle hard to start. But the breather up here on the top is plugged probably with Dempster mud. So I realized it took twice, but I opened this fuel tank up to put more fuel in, and it went like, oh, there's a vacuum inside there. Okay, well, and it happened again. It's like, okay, we definitely have an issue, but it shouldn't be but unscrewing that to fix.
I bet you're probably thinking the week of Thanksgiving we should actually have some snow. And typically we at least have a dusting. But this has been more like living in southeast Alaska this summer, or winter actually. We have had a ton of rain.
And one tiny dusting of snow that lasted for like 2 hours.
All right, time for a little bit of new business. I want to make sure that you go check out our website, hisandhershub.com. This literally is like the hub where you can find everything we're doing now, from courses to an app to magazines that come out quarterly and newsletters that come out every month. We have free and paid courses and blog posts, and the list goes on. So go check it out. Sign up as a member today. Everybody who signs up in the first 24 hours after this video releases will be entered into a drawing for some free merchandise from His and Hers Cash, which is our store where we have our His and Hers Vlogs clothing. And we're just releasing, yesterday it came out online, Outliers Overland, which is our new line of clothing.
So Beck mentioned the quarterly e-zines. Well, a complement to this quarter's e-zine is a holiday gift guide for travelers. And we have some amazing products for the RVer, the Overlander, if you travel via airplanes. Some amazing stuff, safety stuff as well, pet stuff, women's stuff. Yeah, gift cards for all the convenient places for travelers. But highly recommend you go onto our website, sign up, and then you can enjoy all these benefits free of charge. Okay, so obviously we are getting back on the road again full time, and we have a unique journey ahead of us.
We do.
This time, the Alcan, I don't think will be, not that it is boring, but
we've just done it so many times.
Yeah, repetitious. But there's going to be an added twist because it's going to be pretty much the dead of winter for 1,200 miles.
A little bit nippy.
Yeah, we're talking potential for minus 20 to minus 40. This is really going to test the camper and
us.
Sleeping in an RV in minus degrees. That's going to be interesting, but we are prepared for it. We'll have an upcoming video showing all the systems that will actually be needed and used for this journey. And the ironic thing about this truck is that in Nelly we could handle the heat because we had air conditioner. And we don't have an air conditioner in the Fuso, or in the box. The Fuso has air conditioning. So we can handle the cold, but now we just can't handle the heat.
We're going to change that though.
Yeah. And the big goal for heading to the lower 48 is to get the truck ready.
Yep. As you say, we're going to functionally pimp it out.
Which is accurate because it looks sick when you have the roof rack storage, lights. They're functioning, guys. In a winch. It's functional pimping, and that's what the truck needs. All the bases are covered. We just need accessorization.
Yep.
That's a wrap.
I think it is.
Yeah. So, kind of a different video. Very vlog update-esque.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching.
Now you know what we've been up to up here.
Yeah, we're just pushing through, adjusting to life without our little dog Shelby, and a whole new world, sadly, in some ways, and good in others, but you feel guilty for... Yeah, bittersweet is a good way of saying it, that a whole new world has opened up to us. We could literally catch a flight to Timbuktu right now if we wanted to.
I saw one for Paris last night for this weekend.
There you go. Like, we literally have that ability. We haven't done anything yet. Yeah, but such is life. I'm rambling.
You are.
This video's a wrap. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the road and as we get ready for the road.